struggling growing big legs, try this workout out, and I'm going to give you some tips on how I grew my legs like this. They're probably my strongest point on my show day, but these are my top tips on how to grow legs, training wise, nutrition wise, and what I really did to get in the size. So hopefully this video helped. Just a side note as well, in the video when I'm training, I've got like a little patch on my face because it was covering this spot, because it was huge. It was like a volcano on my face, so ignore that when I'm training. But I'm going to show you what I'm having pre-gym to fuel my workout. Make sure I've got lots of carbs in me, recovery's high, energy's high, and I can push myself. So I'll show you what I eat before and after as well, talk you all through it, and little tips and tricks that you might not be aware of. So stay tuned for that. The number one thing I recommend is having a high amount of carbs for your pre-workout. So my choice of pre-workout, I've actually just ran out. It's my last thing, pre-workout meal that is. It's my last portion of it, but it's cream of rice. I'll show you because I've got it in the fridge right now, pre-made. Don't know if you can see, there it is, cooling down. And then as my protein source, I've got Greek yogurt mixed in with a scoop of protein. So that goes to 40 grams of protein. And then 100 grams of cream of rice leads to 77 grams of carbs. So it's a high amount of carbs, high amount of protein for your protein synthesis in the morning. And then I've got a banana for that extra bit of carbs, boost me close to the 100 grams of carbs. Now, some things that you might not be aware of, something that I'm probably gonna do, is things like almond butter, peanut butter, dark chocolate, things high in fat actually slow down the absorption of carbs. So say if you're hungry and you know you're training maybe 2-3 hours and you're having a very highly absorbent carbohydrate meal such as the cream of rice, adding fats in slows down the digestion so that you're not burning through them before you're even in the workout. But I'm training in about 2 hours, so I'm probably gonna add either some peanut butter or some chocolate just to slow down the digestion, because cream of rice is a very fast digesting carb. Now, some other tips and tricks. When you wake up, you're very dehydrated, so obviously you want to drink water, but in your workout, you're gonna sweat, you're gonna get rid of excess water. And things that really help is, obviously everyone knows sodium, pink Himalayan salt is very good for the pump. So I always do around 2 grams or 10 twists or 8 to 10 twists of pink Himalayan salt. Then I move over to low salt. So I actually found that from George Osborne, and it's 50% sodium, 50% potassium. And without me going too sciencey, if you didn't know, your cells have a sodium potassium pump, and that's a massive thing for electrolyte balance, making sure your muscles are hydrated, you're hydrated. Having potassium in your meal and sodium is going to make sure you're hydrated, so that helps a lot. And then another thing, so I'm not sure how true this is, but cinnamon is a natural GDA, which is a glucose disposable agent, which helps the uptake of carbohydrates. Now, you can get things like GDA pills, but they don't have many studies on them. I was using it during prep, but I didn't notice a massive difference. When I'd have my refeed days, I would have them, and it definitely helped shuttle the carbs throughout my body. That's going to be my pre-workout. So banana, 100 grams of cream of rice, Greek yogurt with protein powder, which equates to 40 grams of protein, and then some source of fat just to slow down the digestion. And then I'll also have caffeine with that, probably a double espresso shot because I don't have any pre-workout, and I've got this rubbish protein powder, but I will be getting more soon. That's all the advice I would give now. Post-workout, I don't have the best meal planned, but I will show you what I have, but it's because it's my mum's birthday, so that's all right. Enjoy the leg workout, take you through some tips, training sessions, how I grew my legs. Hopefully you enjoy, hopefully you get big legs. Let me know if you've got any questions. Welcome guys, so this is going to be me breaking down what I really do to grow my legs. So this training session wasn't specific, something I do all the time, because as I've mentioned a lot of times, I'm still going out of prep, so I'm just doing what I find fun. But squats, I used to squat a lot more, like 200 for 2, but I'm going light, so this is 130 for 5. I did 140 for 1 for the first time. It was very easy, or 130 for 8 even. But basically, I like to start off with like a heavy compound movement, so that can be squats, hack squats, a really heavy leg press just to absolutely burn my legs out at the start. Another good thing you can do, which I did during prep, is leg extensions. And I start off by completely pumping up my legs. That gives a really good mind-muscle connection. But I just do normally 3 working sets on the heavy compound, and I move over to some sort of accessories here. I was meant to be doing pause leg press, which I slightly do. And I just do this one with very good form, slow and contracting, and it works really well. Now, obviously, growing muscles, a big part of it is genetics. So you shouldn't be disheartened if they don't grow too quick, because I think my legs are hyper responders. Because if I'm honest with you, the amount of intensity I put into my leg workouts compared to everything else is very, very minimal. So, you know, it isn't the best, but here I'm doing leg extensions. Normally I do that till absolute failure just to burn myself out, but nowadays my leg workouts are very short as well, so there's not much I can do to grow them at the moment, which I don't really want to be fair, because on show day they were my strongest point. But another thing is just keeping consistent with them. Now, I was squatting 2 times a week and training legs twice a week, obviously, and then I was training hard probably a year ago for my legs, and then they just blew up. I think consistency with leg days, a lot of people just skip them, but realistically, if you skip them, well, you're just a massive pussy, I'd say. But no, you got to have big legs. I mean, because if you've got massive chest, massive arms and small legs, it doesn't really look proportional, and you don't want chicken legs, you know. But these really help to grow legs as well. So I always do this normally near the end of my workout, because it grows the inner upper part of your leg, and it just creates that sort of width in it, and it makes it look really big when you're doing your flexors and stuff. So I definitely recommend incorporating this. I think it's adductors or abductors, I don't really know which one it is, but yeah. And then normally I finish off on lunges, just 2 to as many reps as possible, really. Put some sort of weight on my back, keep it slow and controlled. And yeah, that's my best tips for growing legs. Just consistency, training as hard as you can till failure. And then eventually you'll see growth. I mean, there's nothing else I can really say. Keeping fueled up and trying your best, really. That's all you can do. Try some of my prep workouts today, were great. But then, as always, here's me and my mate Luke doing abs, finishing off. I always do abs at the start or at the end, just to keep that definition. But hopefully that helps. And if you've got any questions, let me know. You hear that? That's the sound of dominoes. So that's the leg workout done. And I just want to say as well, post-workout fuel is important. Now, I wouldn't recommend dominoes for everyone. Having a good meal afterwards for recovery, high carb, high protein, does the job. And it was my mum's birthday yesterday. I'm going back to uni next week, so it's important to keep that balance. I'm not on prep anymore, so having food with my family just before I go back is very important. This is exactly what I'm doing now. So I'm going to enjoy the Domino's. Got a Texas barbecue, I'll show you. And I'll end the video on that. Hopefully you got some tips on how to grow your legs. And hopefully this will be gone next video. But I'll catch you guys soon. Probably when I'm back at uni. Maybe I'll fit in like another video or 2 beforehand. See you soon. There it is. Time to enjoy and grow my legs.